Hello, 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 and good morning. There is something I wanted to talk to you about today. And when I realized this for myself, it was one of the biggest game changers that there was for me. Now, the habit or the paradigm, so paradigm, multitude of habits, okay? So the paradigm that I realized I had when I was a little bit further into thinking into results was I loved beating up on myself. Now, I can't say that I loved it, really. However, it was a very strong habit, and I would just look for ways unconsciously to beat up on myself. So I beat up on myself for all sorts of things. If I got blind, rotten, drunk and had a great time, I'd beat up on myself. If I got blind, rotten, drunk and didn't have a great time, I'd beat up on myself. If somebody said something to me, I would find a way to make it about me and beat up on myself. If something didn't go to plan, I would find a way to look at it that as though it was something that I had done wrong and find a way to beat up on myself. If I didn't pay a bill on time and got an overdue notice, I would beat up on myself. If, I don't know, there was so many things, like if one of my kids did something that wasn't to other people's likings and they said something, I would find a way to beat up on myself. If the kids' report cards, that was a huge one. If their report cards were not A, B's or whatever, I would find a way to beat up on myself. So it was like just going and doing the work and becoming aware of what my habitual pattern was. It was to find a way to blame myself. I wouldn't blame so many other people. I would find a way. Yes, I was great at taking responsibility, but I would beat myself up about it. And sometimes that would mean crying for a few days. It'd be getting angry. You would just go out on a bender. I might as well just get blind, rotten, drunk for the whole weekend. There was lots of ways that I did it to myself and beat myself up. Now, what I learned to do, I didn't learn to change all of those behaviors at the beginning. What I learned to do was to stop beating up on myself, to stop finding a way to blame me and beat myself up about it. I found a way to accept it. Just go, so that happened. Okay. And because we are so used to tying an emotion and tying something together. So like you think about it, if you had a relationship breakdown, you would start to look through all the things that you've done and try and find the thing to figure it out. So what if you could just go, okay, so that happened. Where do I go from here? How do I want my future to be and how do I want to feel? Like, that was one of the biggest turning around things for me is, Kate, don't beat up on yourself, Paul. Just what can you do about it now? Where do you go from here? And I love the forget the how, what can I do now? If you're here, say hi. So that was a great realization for me. But then what did I do with it? I started just accepting. Okay, I did that. Yep. No emotion, just accepting. It is what it is. Accept it. It will either control me or I will control me. That's where I was coming from. So situations have the power to control us or we can control us. So I took back my control. This was all going through this whole process, working with Bob, doing Think Into Results and learning more about myself. Because I had done something, morning Kerry. Oh, good job. I had done something before in the past and I told my coach about it and she's like, you did this, you know that. And she was quite firm with me and I was just like, man, I just beat up on myself even more. So learning this process for me was huge. Now, in that process, in learning to accept, forgetting the past. So yesterday when I wrote my post about parking that car, right, I manifested that whole thing. Me and my sister, she came over to visit yesterday and I said, did you see that thing in? And she's like, oh, Polly, you manifested that. You said somebody's probably going to take a photo and put it up on Facebook. And then we saw the boat and I'm like, yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I do it all, and you do it all in your life. So, like, if we can stop beating and just go, oh, accept it for what it is, like, go, I should have done this instead, then it's like the ties have been cut, and you are then free to focus on what you want. Morning, Anna. Then, because I stopped beating up on myself, the behavior that I was doing that caused me to beat up on myself just stopped. Now, wasn't that funny? Now, you think about a paradigm is a multitude of habits in my subconscious mind, and in your subconscious mind, you have all your own. So when I changed to one habit, so my paradigm was beat up on myself. So I just changed that. I no longer beat up on myself. I give myself love in all situations. I give myself love in all situations. The behavior, because I integrated that belief that I can never do anything wrong, and I give myself love in all occasions and all situations, the behavior changes. Now, those of you that were on this morning's lessons with Praxis, because of what we learned this morning, Praxis, integration of belief with behavior. When I believed I couldn't do anything wrong, the behavior that I was doing to me to beat up on myself changed. Because we will always act in accordance with our belief. Now that's the beauty of Praxis. When you change your belief, your behavior naturally changes. What we do, though, is we've been taught to change behavior. Now, you think about that, maybe with losing weight. And I'm going to say losing weight because if you just change your behavior, that's all you do is lose weight. You don't release it. So you may decide to go and do some sort of diet or something like that for a period of time, and you'll change your behavior for that period of time, but you don't do the belief work. You don't change the belief at the core of it. Within 6 to 12 months, people will be back at the weight that they were on before they did the behavioural change. Hey, good morning, beautiful Eva. So have a think about that. Where are you just changing behaviour, and where are you changing belief? Now, if this is striking with you and you're like, oh my God, yes, this is what I need help with, book a call with me. I may not have time at the moment until May. That's okay. Reach out to me. Reach out to me personally, and if we can find a time in the next few days, I will book it in and I will talk to you. Like I said, I have closed my calendar down at the moment because I have some things going on. But if you're serious about wanting to change something big in your life and you want to start going over after something completely different than what you've got right now, let me know and we'll work something out, because it's when you decide that you want change that the doors will open and everything will start working out. So have a think about that. I won't put anything in the comments because there's nothing to put in there. You just have to reach out. So be brave, because all fear is you entertaining two different levels of vibration at the same time, where I am and where I want to go. So when those are both in your thinking and your feelings and going through your mind at the moment, that's what fear is. When you can understand that, you can overcome anything. You just tell yourself what to do, and you just tell fear, thanks for turning up. You're showing me I'm on the right track, and I'm off. See you later. All right. In saying that, I am going to get off here and go and get about my day. Have a great day wherever you are.